Are Yeti and Loch Ness real? Hello, tonight the big spiritual concept we're introducing is tulpas, or thought forms that become real through our collective belief. We are talking Yeti, Bigfoot, and even the Loch Ness Monster, and whether or not they're real.
And in the lead up, we'll also be listening to some wonderful spiritual gems from Francine, answering personal questions in the audience on topics like miracles and miracle boards, dyslexia, and helping loved ones who don't think that they're strong enough to withstand life.
Plus, Francine drops a prediction months before the Berlin Wall falls. That'll absolutely fascinating. That's what falls. That'll absolutely fascinating. So, we have a great conversation ahead as we listen to another special trance recording from Sylvia Browne.
And if you're new here and wondering who's talking in the recordings, definitely check out our intro on any of our older streams, which will explain Sylvia's process as a trance medium.
With that, welcome to New Spirit Radio with hosts Reverend Catherine Taylor. That way. And Reverend Tom Bigley.
That way. Fantastic. Hello, how are you?
Well, we are here. I trust everybody
Amazing.
is got a smile on their face. For new people, I wanted to share our agenda so you have an idea on where we're headed and what we love to share. We like to start out with, how did you use Nova Spiritus philosophy? If you're familiar with it, start posting in the comments because we want to share, because the inquiring minds want to know. And we're going to share back and forth on that. That's followed by a special prayers and a moment of silence. Then we get into the trance segments that we just mentioned. That's followed by a meditation by Sylvia. Yeah, this week there's a meditation by Sylvia. Then I talk about closing notes. Then there's a novena. It's a special prayer ceremony that I will talk about later. Everybody's welcome to participate in. Then I encourage some appreciation, and we conclude with a prayer by Sylvia. If you'd like to get your comments posted on the video, on the streaming, or showing up on a banner below, post what you like, what you thought was helpful for you, and we love to share those with everyone. Now I want to start with a candle lighting. And by all means, wherever you're at, if it's safe to do so, light a candle for yourself. Last on church services on my video, I burnt my finger.
Oh no!
Candle.
Oh no!
I had my finger over like this, and the flame went up over the top. This is not going to stay.
Oh no! Lit. We'll stay lit in our hearts if need be.
Yeah, really. I guess I need a pre-warmer or something. What candle needs a pre-warmer?
I don't know.
We're gonna. Did we decide? Oh, that was the question I didn't ask you earlier. Oh, do we want to do announcements later or another time or not? You canceled it out.
I think.
What would you like?
I think let's. I want to offer the idea we could maybe skip it this episode and we can continue to chat it through. Okay, great.
All right, we'll figure that out later then.
Yeah. I've got some ideas.
Time all right. We spoke about is, how did you use Nova Spiritus philosophy last week? We like to know, we like to share ours, and it helps everybody learn what's going on in your life, but how did you use the philosophy? So go ahead and start posting in the comments, and I have to admit, I didn't do my homework.
That is A-okay. If something comes to mind, we welcome it. And if not, that is okay. But everyone, now is definitely your time. Please go ahead and share anything that you used actively, intentionally, accidentally, anything that is a testimonial or any prayer request. Is an excellent time to do prayer requests as well. So go ahead and type that out. what I used of Nova's philosophy this week, I've been working very, very hard on going through Journey of Souls number 3 and picking out all of the supplements and diet recommendations again and refreshing that and applying it. And my energy level has come way up and I feel very light, very nice. And so I'm just, it's just a constant commitment sometimes to just always be coming back to one's health, always coming back to one's health and just taking it seriously. And so I've just been a whirlwind of different things in that aspect of my life. And additionally, I've been thinking a lot about the commitment part of gratitude, loyalty, and commitment in the foundation of our philosophy. It's even in our logo: gratitude, loyalty, and commitment.
Yeah.
And I've thought about how Sylvia, Francine, and Rahim have all made comments in different ways that it's okay to take what you want, leave the rest behind. That is okay. It's also, Francine said, it's okay to incorporate your spirituality and go live your life however is right for you. And then there's Rahim, who tends to be more vehement about staying together. And he's really kind of shared more of his thoughts about his expression of commitment being towards stay with other spiritual people. And he's been very, very adamant about that, especially as it is about church. And so I've been thinking about that. And so I have been spending over the last couple of months constantly revisiting this prayer of, dear Asna, if I have lost any of essence from essence leak from life, just being a little bit too rough on me, man. Please help that essence reincorporate into myself, because I want to use my life for the better good and for Gnosticism and for trying to get Sylvia's work out there. That is the most important thing to me in the entire world that I'm able to do in work, is just to help Sylvia's message just be out there. Let it speak for itself. She spent so much sacrifice for all of us. And so I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes additional extra work on trying to figure out more ways that we can reach more people in a way that's right for us, and in a way just to honor Sylvia as best that I am able to, and just get out of the way of it. So I'm learning a lot about podcasting, learning a lot about graphics design, learning a lot about publishing, and trying to figure out ways that our Journey of Souls can Souls books, so there's just a whole bunch of things. I'm just trying to be of service to Sylvia's work, and that feels really, really good, really positive, and it fills the sails to do good works, So that's what I've been doing. And
I love the graphics that we're using.
Nice.
I was thinking, geez, I got to put some makeup on to, help me blend with the colors. They're real pretty colors. So
it's okay. For what it's worth, Francine did say that it's very difficult for a person to wear purple because it's such a high vibration color, and so it's okay. I'm only halfway through this proposed layout change, but I'm really glad that you like it. It just fills me with joy.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Fun. I mean, cool. Yeah, I love the color, the background, and
cool.
It's cool. I think this will be fun and fun to see what comes next. So what you're going to do next, instead of what was this? I was adding these things before just to throw some color in, but
little bubbles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
I do.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just say one thing. I've said it to you offline a couple of times. I'll say it to anyone listening too, because I think that it's really interesting. This is also part of my spiritual reflection of the week. If I'm completely honest. I love something about the other side. Rahim talks about how people will show up to listen to people basically talk about their lives, right? And talk about like their biographies and like the reflections that they have. So every now and then I'll pay extra attention to somebody being interviewed, right? Like on a podcast or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to one of the world's like most successful YouTubers get interviewed by another CEO, and it was really interesting. So, individual Jimmy Donaldson on YouTube, he goes by Mr. Beast, and he was talking about how he knew from a. This is going to sound, very very familiar to many Gnostics. He's like, I knew from as early as I can remember that I wanted to be the biggest YouTuber in the world. And that was his goal. Like, and he said it was so all consuming that nothing would stick on him. Like school wouldn't stick on him. His mother would be crying and in tears, like saying, please do your homework. And he said that it was just so full of his vim and vigor was to figure this out and to be as honest as he could with himself. And so he ended up being extremely successful at a very, very young age, like a teenager, 20 years old, it's early 20s, just extremely successful. And he said that in his quest to be as honest with himself as possible in seeing what connects with people, he said that what connected with him was if the work was doing good deeds for other people. And he said that was the number one thing. And so he started making all these videos, and he talked about how he gotten a lot of backlash, and people start saying like, oh, you're taking advantage of other people. You're not, you're just doing this for yourself and stuff. And he's like, that's not what's on the inside for me. And that really hurt him to have, he said, it's really, really hard to do good deeds. And that really, really affected me because sometimes you just know on the inside what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just know what you're supposed to do.
There's always someone that's going to say,
you just have to get out of the way.
There's always somebody that can seize the negative and assume the negative of the situation. There's many other, what's the word? Situations. I don't have a direct example, but there's always someone that's gonna. I know there was somebody. I was just talking with a co-committee member on a committee I'm on. They were they did this. They were hiking up this hill, and some emergency vehicles came and went, and this person videoed the whole thing. Did the vertical video thing, and posted it. Put a couple of comments on. How to prepare for hiking. Well, here's some things. Wrote some fancy notes, and now this person's video got 10,000 views. I'm like,
wow.
Wait a minute. Well, yes, there's a lot of followers, but this person's they got 10,000 views on Instagram, but they also got a lot of complaints. How dare you video somebody's bad situation, blah blah blah. I'm like, they're gonna do it. There wasn't anything in there that was incriminating or invasion of any privacy in the video. So yeah, people are gonna be just people.
Yeah, people are gonna be people. But anyway, one thing that I wanted to share this because I thought this was really, really interesting. In his talking about how he's just like, I just had to get out of my own way and just make it about doing good deeds, right? Just make it about good deeds, and that's gonna fill my sails at the end of the day. So one of the things that he said though is like, when it comes to YouTube and making a podcast, it's like you have to do about 100 episodes before things start clicking, and you just have to trust me on this. It was really, really interesting because I was like, oh, that's basically what's happening with us. Like we've gotten to a place where we've gotten our 100 episodes in, and now we're like, hey, let's find more ways to offer Sylvia's love to other people, and offer Sylvia's message to other people and her works, because it's just the most beautiful gift that I can possibly hope for anybody to find. So here we are, and it's another beautiful day, another beautiful Wednesday, and we're so looking forward to having a conversation today.
And inquiring minds want to know what the listeners have used.
Ooh.
Now, I did think of two things. While you were talking, two things popped in my head. I was just thinking last night I went to class. Before class, I was jammed for time, and so I ran to a local store, grabbed a sandwich, and I got this funny inspiration of I want to get brownies. I'm going to take brownies to class. It
Mm.
wasn't a regular thing that people do in for a class. Occasionally we do, but this wasn't like a normal time. So I was like, I just want to get brownies, and I stopped and looked at the selection. I go, oh my god, that's too expensive. And no, wait a minute, stop that. It's so I grabbed the 2 packages and took them with me, and I was like, okay, I'll just go and see what happens, kind of thing. And it's a reminder of we don't know what how those ripples in the
Oh, that's
lake.
true.
I'm putting out the brownies. Those brownies are like throwing the rock out in the lake, and those ripples go everywhere. And I may never know how those affect others.
Mm,
Hopefully, it's in a
true.
positive. For the positive, that's the goal. And the other thing that came to mind was I was meditating. I was cogitating, doing my morning programming of visualizing what I want to see out in the future. And I've been whining and complaining in that mind space of when are the finances going to adjust? And
Mm.
so I've been visualizing that, and I got another one of those pings, mental. I don't know what else to call it other than a mental ping, as it were, of okay, finances are coming. I was like,
Good.
oh,
Good.
okay, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And I've been doing my best to say, okay, for the greater good, and what's the word? Trying to fill in all the blanks of I want to be happy, doing whatever I need to do to accomplish that and help others. Those kind of details, making sure I fill in of okay, don't just ask for okay, I want to get money, and oh, by the way, I'm going to hate it in the long run. Whatever
No.
I want to make it
Right.
fun for me, helpful for them. That um, I give service that is how do you say commensurate? Maybe that's a
Mhm.
fancy word. Commensurate with what I get.
Beautiful programming and beautiful prayer. Well said. Good reminder for all of us. And
Thanks.
I absolutely trust it. I absolutely trust it. I know that Asna is on our side and helping make sure that we have what we need to get to where we need to be. So
Yes,
I,
that's
I'll,
I acknowledge that. I'm grateful for the circumstances that I'm in. That I'm definitely not destitute. I'm definitely not um, um, out on the street. I'm well cared for. I'm just looking to take care of some things that are haven't been dealt with yet.
That makes sense. Well, I'll be glad to. Sorry, I just knocked the mic. I'll be glad to petition for prosperity on your behalf.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
All
I would
right.
love to read some comments.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Warm hello to everyone over on Facebook. Gibson, Alicia, Stephanie's absolutely marvelous. Esteban, on YouTube, Victoria, Jorge, D, Ramona, Gardens, Carmita, Reverend Danny is here. Reverend Yvonne Dillsworth is here. Kaija, marvelous. Jobside, amazing to have everyone here. Let's see here. Gibson shares. Here's what I found out this morning. I found a book that I had written some dreams in 2005. It was Sylvia giving a class about how to see planets in space. She said this would be very useful to us in our learning. I saw a Chinese red dragon. I looked up at it in the internet today, 2026, and I found out that there really is a nebula that is called the Chinese Dragon Nebula. and in the specific location. And the class was in the dream, and whoever showed up did a great job. Oh, it's really, really interesting. That's really, really interesting. I would be curious to know if it has additional meaning to you, if you wanted to, if you felt like sharing. But thank you. Jorge shares, I remember Raheem saying that he couldn't stand Deepak Chopra. I recall that as well. And I remember, as close as I can remember, he said he will get worse over time. That is what I recall him saying. He's like, watch my words, he will get worse over time. I'm like, oh my goodness. And Jorge goes on to say, and today it was said that Mr. Chopra was in the Epstein files. Ooh, allegedly. Yikes. We'll have to see how all that turns out. That is a ghastly situation. Let me just say this real quick. I don't know if anyone remembers when we were talking about on the trances, and Francine was talking about Princess Diana's passing. What she said about that situation was that it was like lancing a boil. There's all this negativity that had built up, and something atrocious, something horrible and heartbreaking had to happen so that the negativity would drain out. That is what I am. Yeah, that is what I am recall. That's what's coming up for me as we watch all of this happening in real time right now. It's ghastly, but my goodness, it needs to come out into the light, and may like the truth will out. I hope everyone with the justice theme, everyone with the victim theme, everyone with a lawfulness theme, I hope all of it gets to rise up, and that we can get light and justice wherever it needs to be. My goodness gracious. God sees everything. Ramona says, positive vibes only. I'm trying. Amen. Amen to that. Garden says, someone told me this week, she said, block out all world noise with music. Oh, that is so effective. Yes. And I must say, when my head is full of music, my mind is in the music, and it really helps. Yes, it does. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's beautiful. Yvonne Dillsworth says, hello, Gnostic warriors. Right back at you, Yvonne. It's so wonderful to have you here. So much love your way from across California, all the way your way. Garden says, wonderful. It's music is a wonderful way to change the atmosphere, to lighten the mood. Yes. Kai just says, I've been working on going out, doing good, shutting up, and going home. Oh, that is a Sylvia philosophy right there. I love it. Mostly the shutting up part. It's been hard these days. Oh, I understand. I've, for what it's worth, I noticed, I noted, I had a moment of that too. I was like, this week, very, very prominently come up where I was like, I could say something and it's going to drag me into a whole can of worms. And it was like a decision I had to make. And so I just said, okay, well, that wasn't what I said, but I wish you well. And I'm stepping back now. And that was my dodging of that entire can of worms, my choosing to shut up and go home. Yes.
I had heard recently a similar response when someone's trying to grab you and hook you into the conversation is, if they're accusing you of something, just say, maybe so.
Oh, yeah, maybe so.
That may be so.
Interesting.
You don't have to accept their truth. It's just, it's like letting go of that hook, that rope.
Yeah. No, that is definitely a way to neutralize it. I could have said something like that, but I was thinking from our recent conversation, I think last week, where Francine had said that one of the things that white entities kind of miss the mark on is not standing up and professing themselves. So I said, I'm just going to at least profess what I said. And I said, well, I didn't say that, but I wish you well. And, then I left. So it's like, well, that wasn't what I said, but,
Good point.
Yeah, that was my way. I was like, I'm going to honor what Francine said right there and just, there we go. Shut up and go home. I love that you shared that. I'm going to take one more look through the comments. Ramona shares, I've been communicating with my guide more. That's beautiful. That's something I should be doing a lot more, but I get in my head. Goodness gracious. But thank you for sharing that. Japside says, I love the new purple cloud background for the show. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. Jorge says, thankful for this community, staying strong, remembering that dreams also come from God. Amen. Yes, they do. And Carmita. I lost your... Oh, Victoria says, my phone has taken over my text. Oh, goodness, that happens. But warm hello to you. Also, warm hello to Ron. Hope that you are having a fantastic week so far, all of you. Carolyn says, I used it to get negativity out this week. I'm not entirely sure what the context was, but I'm glad that you used it, whatever tool it was that you used. I'm glad you did it. It's fantastic. Ramona says, please pray for my son and my best friend in the ICU. We will be very happy to. So if everyone could, during special prayers, say some extra prayers for Ramona, for her son and her best friend recovering from ICU. Much appreciated. And I will, and we'll be happy to keep reading your comments as we go. Victoria says, I literally have the hardest time shutting up. Oh, Queen. I relate. You are not alone. You are absolutely not alone. I just have to ask myself, I was like, do I want this can of worms? Sometimes I do, honestly. You know, I'll say one more thing this reminds me of. Like years ago, we had a huge set of trances on Jesus' life, like in detail, like his day-to-day life, and she and Francine just did a beautiful, just gave us a beautiful journey of talking us through Jesus and some of his reflections afterwards on his life on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that is sticking out to me right now is that she mentioned in Trance that Jesus had a reflection afterwards that he too had a hard time shutting up, and it got him into an excess of trouble, he thought, in retrospect. So just for what it's worth, everyone who might have a very vocal quality to them, at least you're in very good company.
Yeah, there you go.
One last thing, Reverend Yvonne Dillsworth says, I'm using Sylvia's book, Psychic Healing, to heal after surgery and releasing cell memory. Marvelous. We'll be happy to keep you in our prayers as well for those specific things, for healing from surgery and releasing cell memory. All right.
Something, I'd like to help remind all the listeners, there's one of my favorite things to share is no, I said it wrong. No, it is. It's favorite famous phrases.
Mm-hmm.
I have it written wrong. That's what my problem is. Favorite famous phrases. If you hear a nugget, a thought that catches your attention, tell us. Send us a message. Put it in the comments and tell us where you heard it, or if you're reading it, tell us where you read it. And we love to collect that. I've started this huge collection of the favorite famous phrases, whether it's Francine, Raheem, or Sylvia, and that's what you're seeing in the text down below on the scrolling text down below. That'll be fun to hear what you see, what you've heard, so we can add it to the collection. Now we move to special prayers.
Yes.
Speaking of prayers, people wanting to get some extra prayers in. Now's the time we encourage for special prayers, whether they're written in private in the prayer chain on the website or in the comments, or if you're thinking about it tomorrow. We're all going to stop for a moment and ask for those prayers. We're going to visualize what that outcome is, what it is you feel that's needed. And of course, we ask for what's the greater good. We're going to ask Mother God, the archetypes, archangels, and our spirit guides to get involved, to get that energy out, make some changes for what we see, whether it's for ourselves, for someone else, or maybe a whole lot of people that could use help. So let's take a moment of silence and get that energy out. Amen.
Amen.
And I like to add, be the prayer. If you see a need, fill it.
Yes.
Now we are, next is the trance segments.
Marvelous.
What are we going to hear?
So we only have 2 segments today, but don't worry, we've got some really cool things to discuss. So our first segment, we have Francine is continuing on from last week. She's going to answer some personal questions in this first segment. She's going to talk about, starting off with, how to help people who are struggling with dyslexia. So some really interesting. It's great. It's really interesting.
That's me.
Suggestions here.
Go
That's
ahead.
great. Is that you? Is that your voice asking?
Well, I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it sounded like you. Okay, that's really, really cool. She's going to talk about miracle boards and explain what those are. Then a variety of different personal questions and helping someone who's struggling with battle-related PTSD.
Cool. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go.
Yes.
Is there something that Sharon and I can do to help alleviate or work out our dyslexia problems? We do seem to have hard time.
With the dyslexia problems?
Yeah.
Get tapes and listen to as many tapes as you can that have to do with storytelling or whatever. Yes. They have them now, I think, in book places where you can hear.
They have books on tape, all kinds of.
Yes.
Stories about what? About
Anything. I don't care. Classics.
okay.
Yes.
Francine, was there anything more to the phone call that came into my home last night than just the screw up in the wires?
What time was this?
I don't know. It was the middle of the night. I had gotten up. I stood in the hallway, and the phone rang. And
Yeah, there's been a lot of cross wiring. Sylvia had one last night too.
Yeah, it was.
In the middle of a call in and a ring when she was on the phone. Do you know what the possibilities of that are? There's so much electrical current around all of you anymore for protection that I'm surprised it doesn't make your light bulbs go on. TV goes on around Sylvia all the time. When she walks across the room, the TV goes on. Yes.
Was I out
Yes, twice.
on that Tuesday night?
Yes. Yes.
How about with my son and his learning problems? What can I do to help?
But he's lazy. And that is a learning problem, but it's certainly not like what we're talking about with dyslexia. A problem. I mean, laziness is a thing all unto itself. Yes.
Several weeks ago, you talked about a miracle happening. Is it time that we know?
Oh, you'll know when it happens.
It hasn't happened yet.
I think it's in progress in Ireland.
It's in progress. It is in progress.
Okay.
Now, we are having a miracle board put up, and I would advise you to get a miracle board in your house. Because you will see daily that there are little miracles that happen. And this helps bring about other miracles. So you know how all this big flub has been about A Course of Miracles. The best Course of Miracles is to have a miracle board, and then you create miracles. It's like bringing miracles. You know how when bad luck comes, it pulls in more negativity? It's like, how can things get worse and then it does? The same with miracles. A little miracle starts mushrooming into a bigger one and a bigger one and a bigger one. And this is a year for miracles.
Francine, when this miracle happens, is it going to be a multitude of different miracles happening?
Different miracles.
And it's going to happen to us in mass as a group?
In mass as a group and singularly. And individually. Yes. Yes, a bad one. Near Juneau. It's a year off. Actually, it was supposed to happen in April, and I'm told that it will be around the 1st of January. Yes.
When are Sharon and I going to move out of California?
Within the next 4 years. Besides, the employment will be better when you move out. Yes.
When we went out, I only felt it when I was jolted coming back.
Oh, yeah. See, that's when most people do notice, is when they're jolted back in.
I recall that was maybe about 5 days ago or something.
Yeah. 6.
Thank you.
Yes.
Our son-in-law has had a lot of trouble since he came back from Vietnam, and now he's trying to go to college. How is he going to do it?
You know, he's having what they call a stress shock type of effect.
You mean for going to college? Or what?
No, I'm trying to explain to you what he's been going through. And this fatigue type of thing, this battle fatigue that he's going through, is going to have a great effect on him as far as his learning ability right now.
How's he going to do? Is he going to do all right?
No, I don't. I don't think he will. I think he should try, but I don't think you should expect it to be easy. It's going to be terribly difficult because he still has battle fatigue.
Too many buttons.
Oh no.
Things hook up.
It's okay.
Anyway,
It's okay.
And no, I didn't move to Arizona. And yes, I could have, used her advice a little bit more. I'm using the advice now for reading and just getting through books and things. And the tools are better now. Specifically, Kindle. They finally incorporated reading assistance. So in Kindle, you get the white page with the letters, or depending on the format and what your tool, what device you're looking at. But you can now get it to highlight the word and read it to you as it goes through the book, which is very helpful for me for several reasons. There was a program that came out that's probably been out more than 15 years. I expect it's been longer than maybe 20 years, where if you could get a copy of a book in a PDF format, this software would format it into their system and do exactly that. It would actually highlight the paragraph and then highlight the word and follow along, and then it would read it to you. And I was like, wow, I got to use that for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's really expensive, but I got to use it because I was a student at the time, and they had access to it through their learning disabilities program. So that was fun experience to get involved with that. And anyway, I'm using it wherever I can. I actually, what is it? In my Chrome browser, here we are throwing names out. In my Chrome browser, who does that? One of the add-ons, you can highlight the text, and it will, whatever you've highlighted, it will read it to you.
Oh.
and I'm trying to remember if that's Chrome or if that's no, it's not Chrome. It's an add-on to Chrome. You can you highlight 2 or 3 paragraphs and say go. You right click and the little icons there. You click on it and it starts reading it to you. And you can get it in different languages, different dialects, different accents, things of that nature. If that whatever you fit. I'm like, no, I just want English, and I'm like, there's this huge list of what's available. Anyway, some fun tools for anybody that's looking for assistance in that form.
Oh, that's great to know, though, and thank you so much for sharing. I have tremendous appreciation for how like, oh my gosh, I have tremendous appreciation. I can't imagine what it'd be like to go through life having such difficult time reading. Must be just. I just have tremendous appreciation. So you're amazing. That's what I have to say.
Think of well, it's hard to explain what it is. Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's more, I don't know if see. I remember sitting and reading in what grade was I was in like 6th grade, and I had somebody's like senior in high school book and reading these big words, and I go, oh, I can read all that stuff. I'm reading off all the words and thing, but I had no clue what it meant. I had no concept of comprehension of what I had just read. So it's kind of in that. That's like the poor analogy, but the best analogy.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's like the best analogy of it's not clicking, it's not making the picture, it's not putting the image, it's not putting the concept, it's not building helping me build the concept of what I need, what I'm supposed to be understanding.
Oh, that's interesting, and it sounds incredibly frustrating. But I'm glad that you shared. I had a terrible concussion that bordered on like mild TBI about 10 years ago. I think I mentioned it a couple times, but it really took like kind of these alternative practices to get the mind working again. And very interestingly, like the act of storytelling and listening to stories and being able to follow along with stories really did play a big significant role in my recovery. I could only say 4 words at the time: yes, no, paper, and pencil. That was it. And it was interesting. I could read and barely comprehend what I was reading. I could read that okay, but anything that people were telling me, I didn't have a clue. It was like Charlie Brown, like what, like I mean, no. I was like, what is? Oh man, this is a kerfluffle. This is really an interesting turn of events here, God. Okay, let's see where this goes. I had a recollection during that experience that if you just try to keep reaching into your other skills, those other skills will help reach into the part that's injured. And I tried music. Music sounded horrible to me. I couldn't make sense of music. I was like, oh my gosh. So I tried. Then I had an idea pop in my mind and said, remember that swear words are stored in a different part of the brain. I was like, okay, well. So I started listening to Gordon Ramsay with his, Hell's Kitchen and all that. And I was like, oh, wait a second. I understand what he's saying. I started being able to understand English again just by having copious amount of swearing. But it was very, very humbling overall. Just sometimes you have to just do whatever it is that you need to do and just embrace it. Like the human being is just so complicated, and so like God has created such an incredible organism in the human body, and you got to reach into your superpowers. My superpower started being swearing. I swore like a sailor, but it got me back to where I needed to be.
Right.
So
right. Our memories are linked to, you know, emotion. Our memories are in the emotion, and you that got disconnected. That avenue to
Mm.
get to those things,
Yeah.
you got to let your brain find a new path to get to that, and that's a
Hmm.
fun
Fascinating.
concept. Yeah, fun concept of, oh,
Absolutely.
okay, well, you and it was exciting that an idea popped in your head that you got to try out,
Yeah.
you know, and that helped you
It was
reach those
humbling
other
too.
paths. Yeah.
Yes. Um, every time I've gotten a little bit too big for my britches, life is sure to remind me that I need to not be uppity. Oh, goodness
Cool.
gracious. Anyway.
Anybody want to
Yeah.
anybody sharing what their
Yes. Reverend Yvonne Dillsworth says, I have dyslexia also, and listening to stories every day does help. That is amazing. Thank you so much for that testimonial. Reverend Danny says, text to speech, I use it as well. Mm-hmm. Reverend Danny also says, I use Google Reading more now in settings. Oh, that's interesting. Ramona says, Reverend Tom, the Sunday service was really great. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
I took some of her ideas and adjusted
cool.
some things, and yes, it was a interesting. Sylvia's talk was interesting.
Marvelous, marvelous. Let's see, taking one more look here.
Where do we get a miracle board?
Where do we get a miracle board? That's a fantastic question. You know what? I'm going to try to figure out what a process for that might look like. I'm going to think that it might be similar to how we might put together a vision board. But
bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. But I also want to think that it's not just in the asking, it's the recognizing, or maybe journaling, for lack of a better, a fancy way of journaling, saying, here's what I did experience.
Yes, that's great. You know, related to this, Rue, one thing that she mentioned in that last segment is she said, like, you know, pay attention to how if you have a moment of bad luck, then all this negativity just floods in. And that kind of, in the context of how she was talking about like a miracle board, I was thinking that it's just a space where you're intentionally like putting out like the way that you would a vision board, but you're like, this is only like the most powerful, like if I needed God to come in and do X, Y, and Z, like just pure positivity, that might be the route to go. Because I think for when I create a vision board, I think about things that are realistic that I can achieve, like maybe with some divine help, sure, but it's more to keep me on track. But a miracle board might be
intervention. You're not asking for divine intervention. You're
right.
And this is go ahead. I think you're trying to say this. You're asking the miracle board is like, okay, this is going to be like divine intervention kind of things.
Yeah. Divine interventions, and maybe additionally some space for testimonials where you saw something anywhere in the news, anywhere in life that was just intensely positive, intensely that felt divine. How you recognize a miracle, we've been told, is a miracle is what happens when everybody in the room knows what the realistic outcome is going to be, and then that doesn't happen. Something positive happens that nobody expected. That was not on anyone's bingo card of what happened. That is a miracle. So if we see anything like that, that would be really, really amazing. And goodness gracious, if even the church like started putting together like a list of these and like making its own vision board of miracles, like that could be a extremely powerful extremely powerful place to just something to have, something to put near the like in your own individual homes where you put your prayers, like just any places, like, yeah, this is a symbol of this miracle that I heard. This is a symbol of this miracle that I heard. This is a symbol of this miracle that I heard. It just pulls in that positivity is what is kind of what's coming to mind as I'm thinking about this. So
I ran into so and so at the store, and they connected me with this person, which got me to collaborate with so and so, and it's those kind of cascading. We just happen to be in the right place at the right time. I saw Danny was saying a record of small miracle.
Yeah, how amazing. I think this is a really good thing for us to try to do. I'm gonna go get one of my base vision boards and start something here. But I encourage everyone else to do that too. Just, it's different than a vision board. It's a place of testimonials, place of, this is a miracle that I'm requesting. This is a miracle that I saw. This is a miracle that we need. This is a space to represent and collect moments of intense positivity, intense divine intervention. That's beautiful. What a beautiful idea. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Francine. Elizabeth says, in the right place at the right time. Amen. Absolutely. Yeah, Reverend Yvonne Dillsworth says, yes, a vision board. Absolutely. So, yeah, this is all good. Good stuff.
What's next?
All right. Next, we are going to get into some really fun topics. Let's pull up my notes here. A couple more notes on building a Stonehenge model. A prediction that Francine makes right before the fall of the Berlin Wall. I thought this was amazing. Then handling a loved one who clings to their stress as a red badge of courage. Then here's where we're going to start into some really, really cool gems. Spiritual discussion. What are tulpas? The Yeti and the Loch Ness Monster explained. And definition between a tulpa and a lower level thought creation.
Cool.
So,
all right.
Here's the gem. There it is. Okay.
Here we go.
Yes.
Sylvia, we've been talking about making
Francine.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, we look alike.
Francine, you were talking about making models of Stonehenge. Should we make models of Stonehenge as it is now, or with the erect?
The erect ones. I'm sorry, I should have told you that. That was foolish of me. I should have told you that. I want to, are there any other questions? Because I'll do this now. I'll answer the personal questions now, and then I'll get into the, yes.
I have this person, Edward, who keeps coming around. He flatly refuses to tell me what relation he is or what he's supposed to be doing. Who is he?
He wants to be a guide to yours because he knows that you're really coming upon your own ability so well. And when a person does that, their guides really start coming around. Or other guides start coming around.
He's given me his name, but that's not true.
Yeah, well, I'd say to him, either give me full sentences of what you want or go away. You know, tragically, some personalities do not change just because they're on my side. Some people still remain idiots.
I mean, the point really is having a conversation with one of the other guys.
Yes, well, if they'll put up with him.
I've met someone recently named Gert. Have we been together?
Yes, as sisters.
Because I'm just this strong.
Yes, absolutely. You see, the more you get into this, whole Gnostic metaphysics is the stronger things do become, the more you meet people of the same ilk and kin, as we say. Yeah, yes.
When I went out with everybody at the group the other day, I went out near the weekend.
Yes.
Where on the other side did I go?
Fourth quadrant. That was the orientation center.
What was I doing there?
Talking to a lot of people that you'd had a life with in Tuscany.
Was I talking about my daughter?
Oh, yes. You always talk about her when you come over. No. It's her resolution, not yours. See, you keep trying to pick up her karma. Yes.
I'd like to point out that you had mentioned to us not long ago that another uprising would occur in Germany.
And it has.
And I don't know if you've seen the news, but a lot of East Germans are getting out via somewhere. Hungary. So it's actually occurring in a roundabout way.
I told you that at the time when the Chinese were uprising. I said the next one that will occur will be the Germans. Now, what's strange about that, it usually doesn't hit the same or European continent, but now you're going to see the French rise up now. There are going to be some terrorist problems in France. Oh, yes, in France, and the French will, the French are very tough. You remember when they did not let that plane fly over? They don't put up with much things. There's still that Bonaparte flavoring about the French.
I have one more question about how can I handle my son-in-law? How should we treat him? What should we do?
I'd love for you to be able to place a well-placed foot someplace. But that's not too advantageous. But he just doesn't seem to respond to anything. And I wish that even though he's had stress, so are most of these people in the room stressed from their own battles of life. And I think he wants to carry this like his red badge of courage. I think everybody should start treating him as he should be treated, and that is with strength. In other words, sometimes to get angry with these people, not coddle them. Oh, I don't blame you. I mean, how long can he carry this? So he's stressed and fatigued from war. You're all stressed and fatigued from your fight with life that's a war. You see, if there's people shooting at you, like I talked to you once about the foxholes, at least that's real. But this insidious stuff that you have to put up with, it creeps under carpets, it comes through the cracks in the doors and hurts you at work and everywhere you are, is much harder to deal with than somebody shooting at you. I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. Yes.
Francine, I've never met my birth mother, and I have felt that she's hanging around a lot. Am I correct?
Oh, yes, she has. And she comes to you about 4 or 5 in the morning.
I've felt her all day.
Yes, and I think that's because you...
Tell her I love her.
She knows that. I think...
Vivid dream one night. I don't ordinarily dream.
Well, she said she came to you in a circle.
I thought I saw a white gown, and I felt my arms around her, and I can remember her hair and my nose, and I never had a dream so vivid in my life.
Yes, she did come to visit you. And because you've been under such pressure and such heartache over your friend, naturally they're going to come around you now. Oh, she knows that. Yes.
Is September still the right time for me to go to Santa Fe?
Yeah, it's good. Yes. And I'm so proud of you. You're doing so much better, aren't you?
Yeah, thanks, I really am.
I know you are.
Is my husband going to Santa Fe with me?
Oh, he's going to say he is, but he's not going to go. He's not going to make it. All right, let's talk about some of the weird happenings that occur, such as let's talk about the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster. That's what they're always accusing people who are in psychic phenomena of just seeing those strange things. They are tulpas. I would like for you to write this word down. It's called T-U-L-P-A. And a tulpa is something that is created by thought form masses. Many people think that they are bleed-throughs from the lower dimensional areas. As you well know, there are also 6 lower dimensional areas that carry unicorns and elves and what you might even think of as being monsters. Although they're not. They're certainly not to themselves. And anything that's been created or anything that's ever will be created is in these lower levels. Things that seem to be abnormal. But the Loch Ness is not such an animal. Neither is a Yeti. Do they exist in the real world? Yes, because they've been created by thought masses. In other words, enough people have gotten together to create them. And when they do, thought is so strong that they've actually made a creation.
That's the preface to Thoughts Are Things. You hear us talk about it a lot. Well, a lot. You've heard us mention it many times, Francine and so on. It will be, those are things that you could, how do you say, put on your miracle board and be visualizing. There's more to this that I'm doing my best not to spoil. Spoiler alert.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I'm not gonna. So there's more to this, and it's just the point is,
There's a lot more to this. Yes.
The premise is thoughts are things.
Yes. So she started to mention the lower levels of creation, and I have a book way back here that I can't reach. Need to readjust my setup a little bit, but there's one of Sylvia's book, Exploring the Levels of Creation. She talks about this in detail, this lower levels of creation. This is essentially, for anyone who's new to this concept, it's the idea that God creates, God, like anything that is in the universe is held in God's mind, right? So this is the premise that our phone is held in the mind of God. Our coffee, our body, our soul, our heart, our mind, and including our thoughts, because thoughts are an energy. They're an idea. And so where does this kind of like abstraction go? It goes into the subconscious mind of God, called the lower levels of creation. So that's what she's starting to mention there. So if anyone was curious about that, that's what that is. So she said that there's 6 different levels. The levels, as Sylvia writes about them, she says that there's 7 total. The top 2 are very positive. They create our happy thoughts, basically, the things that we have made as artists or as little kids that love fairies and unicorns and Pegasus and happy dragons. All of those things are in the top 2 levels, and Francine is adamant that these things are essentially real. They have their own sorts of lifespan even. Sylvia talked about how her grandmother, Ada Coyle, swore that she met little people in Germany, like in the Black Forest, and that there was recipes that this individual who was from like one of those top 2 layers, like it was a little gnome person, the way that Ada Coyle described it, like gave her like recipes such as for penicillin and like different healing things when Ada was a young woman. So I additionally have a friend who walked in on essentially a being that looked like an elf that was doing a healing on the family dog. And as soon as the little person saw that my friend had walked in, just disappeared. It's really, really, really amazing. I have another friend who.
Which book is that in?
So that's going to be in.
Is that a specific Sylvia book or a journey book?
It is. It is a Sylvia book exploring the levels of creation. So she talks about the upper 7 levels and then the lower 7 levels. The lower 7 levels are, again, where thoughts are stored. That includes happy thoughts, and it also includes not so happy thoughts, discarded thoughts, and things that are that come up for us as nightmares and monsters, and including things like zombies or whatever, like things that an artist might put together in a very scary video game or very scary movie. Those are all ideas that an artist had. Those are all ideas that a human being had that end up in those deeper, lower levels. And so what she's saying here in what we just listened to at the start, she's saying that a tulpa is even stronger than those lower level creations. Tulpa is so strong that it's actually a being that is popped out of those lower levels, and it's its own thing, and it is made entirely out of collective thought, which I did not remember. And I'm so glad that we're here, that we just heard it, because I thought that was from the lower levels, and she's clarifying like, no, like it's actually stronger than the lower level, one of those lower level creations.
Where we are. It's on
it's where we are.
It's on our
so it's on our level. Like,
yeah.
That's wild to think about, that you can just walk out and might actually see Bigfoot, might actually see an abominable snowman Yeti. Like, that is wild to me. Oh my gosh. But Sylvia said that she met a tulpa when she was a little kid. She said that she walked in on Santa Claus, a positive tulpa.
Yeah.
Like, and she said it was amazing, like beautiful, elaborate, positive being, as like a Santa Claus that was there on like Christmas Eve. Oh my gosh. Bonkers. Absolutely wild. So we're going to keep hearing about this as we go, but that is the foundation to this, and I'm really excited to see where it goes next. And if you have any questions, please tell them in the comments now. And on that note, I am going to look over at the comments.
All right.
Okay.
What about Care Bears? I don't think so.
That'd be, I mean, it's something that an artist made, so it's going to be somewhere in those lower levels. So
pay attention to next week, and you'll get to make a decision on whether or not you want to think too much about Care Bears.
Right. AC asks, are gnomes and fairies tulpas? That's a great question. I don't remember right off the top of my head. I think that they're in the lower levels.
Yes.
I think they're in the lower levels. So,
yes.
But lower level beings, like especially from the top two levels, because they're positive and they're meant to help humanity. The lower level beings from the top two levels do pop up occasionally to help. And that's why people in Ireland will fight you if you try to suggest that fairies aren't real. They're like, no, everyone's seen them. Everyone's seen them. So,
Lilith is the gate, in essence, for lack of a better title, is the gatekeeper to those levels. Is a gatekeeper to those lower levels.
Mm-hmm.
So get Sylvia's book, The Lower Levels.
Yes. Couple more comments here. Elizabeth asks, does Sylvia have any scripts on hypnosis? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't remember anything.
Yes, she did hypnosis training. Read Cell Memory. One of the journey books is called, and I think there's also, if I remember right, a book called Cell Memory. I
didn't think that got published. I think it was in progress being published.
That one's, to the best of my understanding, that has scripts about hypnosis. It can help you create scripts for hypnosis. I believe I know there's a couple of meditations that you can read for yourself. I don't recall if they were scripts intended for hypnosis. Now I can't remember which book, but look into Cell Memory. That's the one that catches my attention soonest as far as things that are related to hypnosis and helping. I'm trying to think of what other ones, and it also depends on what is there a specific topic about hypnosis? You're talking about a script. It sounds
Mhm.
like, is it for you, or you're trying to help somebody else? Which that's probably not a good idea, because you really should be certified to be performing
Yeah, get
hypnosis
some
on somebody
additional
else.
training.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Which that in turn, you'll learn how to write your scripts for
Mhm.
working with people. This, because hypnosis
Yes.
takes you beyond meditation. It's a tool that helps, but be more focused beyond meditation. And to my understanding, like each state, you got to be licensed to practice it.
Yeah, I think every state is going to have a different. Yeah, it's going to have some different requirements about that. I volunteered to be a guinea pig at the Sylvia Browne Hypnosis Center, and many years ago, and that was a fascinating experience. I didn't go. I wouldn't say I was like somnambulistically deep, right? I wasn't like so deep that I was completely 1000% out. Um, I had an awareness. I was at a state where I was kind of in between, and that's usually where I get to when I do hypnosis. Is I get into kind of like an in between place where I'm aware of the physical world, and also I'm aware of like kind of this deeper place that's a lot calmer and
Mm-hmm.
feels farther away from the room. It's very interesting, but I ended up going to a past life experience that was so surprisingly intense that I felt really bad for the person that was practicing and like learning how to do the hypnosis on me,
Oh.
because I ended up bursting into tears, and I honestly didn't stop crying for about 3 days. Like I just could not stop crying. It was such a painful past
Mm.
event that I had been carrying with me, and it had to do with a miscarriage that I had in a past life when I was what I interpreted. It looked like I was in jail. It looked like I was in a really piece of shit, awful medieval jail. And I was having a terrible experience of giving birth there. And it was just, everything was wrong. Everything was bad. It was horrible. And, I, in my present life, I don't have any attachment to like baby happen or baby not happen. I'm open to whatever God sends me. I don't have like this incredibly intense emotional attachment to it. So I was really surprised by how much emotion. I was completely shocked by how much emotion came out, and it was just this like unbelievable grief. And I felt really so. I'm just sharing that, like they're gonna have incredibly intense experiences that happen in hypnosis, and you definitely want to have some additional training and like a trainer there to help you. Just in case. Just in case you find yourself in a situation where someone is very, very emotional, for instance, or is just in this very intense having an experience, So I definitely would recommend. I do hypnosis in my therapy practice, and there's just so many positives that can come from it. So it's very interesting, very, very interesting. A couple more comments. The upside says, I remember when I was in kindergarten, my class went around the school to find the gingerbread man. I wonder if collectively we wanted to see him so bad that we created a tulpa. You might have. Apparently kids are responsible for creating Santa on Christmas Eve. That is like into a tulpa. That's amazing. Tangela says, remember there were some examples, but we were encouraged to make up our own. Oh, okay. Okay. For the hypnotherapy. Interesting. Oh, Elizabeth says, I am going to HMI College of Hypnotherapy. Oh, that's fantastic. Send me an email, cat@novus.org, and I will see if we can dig up something. I can take a look and see if just I can talk with Tom and see if there's something more, because that's really interesting. Yvonne Dillsworth says, Reverend Yvonne says, she has meditations on hypnosis in several of her books. Yep. Yes, she does. Elizabeth says, past lives, I'm trying to help others. That is outstanding. That is really, really amazing. You know, in my grad school for therapy, there was one of the professors, very, very respected therapist, who got mentioned actually in one of Sylvia's books. There were anecdotes on campus that talked about him, how in his hypnosis class, you'd get to kind of like towards the end of hypnosis class in one of the later classes, and he said, okay, who wants to see what happens if someone pops into a past life during a hypnosis regression? And people are like, what? And he would give a demonstration. It was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And Sylvia ended up meeting him, and they had some a really positive relationship, apparently. So I was at Santa Clara University. I cannot for the life of me remember the professor's name right now, but yeah, it's amazing. Very cool that you're doing that. AC says, I call on her when I have lost pets and things, and they have always showed up. And she's talking about Lilith again, that the fairy queen of the lower levels. Elizabeth also says, I'll be graduating next month from HMI College of Hypnotherapy. If anyone would like to visit past lives, I have my own scripts, but would love to use Sylvia's scripts. Oh, very cool. And then Reverend Danny says, I wish I could have went to Sylvia's hypnosis school. Yeah, me too. And AC comments saying, feels so magical to believe in Santa as a child. It really does. Really, really does. All right. You have anything, Tom?
I hope I can find the meditation. OneDrive is being stubborn.
Oh, okay.
Being uncooperative at the moment.
And
now I've just caused... Okay. Well, now it thinks it's up to date, but I'm still can't... I'm still trying to get this to... Thank you. Let's do that. Everything. I've OneDrive says, oh, do you want to keep a copy here or not here? And it's like everything got changed to, no, keep it offline. Well, then I can't select it when I need to use it. Hello. So let's see what happened here. During your entire conversation, I've been trying to scramble to get this thing to function, and I couldn't select anything to play on here. I'm like, what changed? What's going? Well, because OneDrive shut itself down. Anyway, that's another story. All right, now it's time for meditation. So we encourage people to sit with their feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap to receive that wonderful healing energy. And for those of you that need to pay attention to what you're doing, don't pay attention to us, but by all means, come back and listen to these wonderful meditations in the on-demand. For the rest of us, here we go.
Find yourself a comfortable place to sit with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap. Now, take 3 deep breaths to start relaxing the mind and the body. Now, close your eyes when you are ready.
The golden steps. Placing your hands upward on your thighs, I want you to surround yourself with lovely white, gold, and purple lights. Ahead you see beautiful golden steps. Mentally push yourself forward to the steps. From a distance, they seem impossibly high. And now that you are closer, you see that they are not too high for you to climb. Take each step one at a time, lifting your legs high with each step. Perhaps your feet were muddy and you smudged the first step a little. However, the mud soon wears away, and now you look down and see that your feet are clean. They are sparkling, and you feel that your back has become straighter and your head is held higher. You keep going up one step at a time. It gets hard in the middle of a long path, and your muscles ache. You forget to look up. You keep looking at the steps, and then you suddenly see the figure of Jesus waiting, arms outstretched, brilliant light engulfing you and him, and on each side of him are the mother and father. You suddenly seem to have wings on your feet. You could easily ascend each step one at a time. You fly higher into the heart of Jesus. Jesus is with the Father in his constancy and the Mother who cares for us. Surrounded by the Trinity, the light of the Holy Spirit emanates, rinsing your heart of guilt, sin, and hurt. You are made strong. Ask for your heart to be made open to decisions. Ask for guidance on how to lead your life to its rightful conclusion. Ask how to stop the fear of death and how to look forward to going to the other side. Feel God's love rush in, clearing any negative blocks. Feel true spirituality and grace flowing through every vein and capillary. You are forgiven and rejuvenated. You are full to bursting with courage, power, and the strength to go on. You can do what must be done.
Now, on the count of 3, come all the way back. 1, 2, 3. Fully and totally alert. Find your...
I found it. What'd you think? What'd you get from that one?
It's always so beautiful and touching and moving to have meditations involving Jesus, who is a friend to all of us, friend to all mankind.
On that note, if you have any questions about what we shared, feel free to post in chat or email us questions. Kat just said send her to kat@novus.org.
Yes.
You can also send to newspirit@novus.org. Of course, we appreciate listeners, both live and on demand. Show your appreciation for New Spirit Radio by liking and subscribing, all that fun stuff for Facebook and YouTube. Please go look at our websites, novus.org, sylviabrowne.com, and chrisrightnow.com. What else have we got going on? You know what? Half of you know about Facebook, and the other half know about YouTube. Chris has specials on his website. Go get your email on his newsletter, and you'll learn more about it. And yes, somehow we got to figure out, can we go live to live stream to Discord? I've looked it up, and it looked like it's a possibility. I just don't have the details yet. Let's see. Oh, learn more about that. Oh, yes, you can learn more about that. Yes, thank you for your accolades for the first Sunday of the month. In addition to the first Sunday, we have on the first Sunday, there is live Sunday service in Las Vegas if you happen to be in the area. It's also live streamed on a private Facebook group, which you can be invited to. Put your email on the website and you should get an invitation. On the last Sunday of the month, you can participate in a special Sunday Zoom service, and that's hosted by our Reverend Alan Schloss. Again, put your email on the website. You can get invited to that. Now's the time for the Novena. It's our special prayer ceremony where we are reminding ourselves where we come from, who we're connected to. Many of you are probably familiar. I'm just going to repeat it again. What we're going to do, we're going to say a phrase together, regardless of where and when you're watching this. We're going to say a phrase together, and we're going to say it 3 times, and then I'll tell you what to ask for, and we're going to do that 3 times. The phrase is, I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I'll lead us off. I'll keep us on track in case you forget, like I sometimes do, how many times we've said it. What is this? This is our reminder. It's our, well, getting us to think about how we are connected to God, to emphasize that connection to God. We're talking about tulpas. Well, let's make a real connection to God. It goes with our tenet number 10 that says, let no one convince you that you are less than a God. Do not let fear imprison your spiritual growth. What I'd like you to do is visualize that we're all holding hands, whether we're in a large room or in the space, out in space in that velvety darkness. I'm going to lead us off with our as we go. Here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now ask for things for yourself. Okay, let's do the second one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now ask for things for others. Okay, and the last one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, picture our light going out like a beacon of light for others seeking this spiritual knowledge.
Amen.
Well, let me think. Think of something you appreciate from last week so you can carry that thought through next week to help keep you mentally appreciative, positive, and uplifted. Now, show your appreciation to Francine and Rahim for researching all of this wonderful knowledge. Sylvia for coming to this insane asylum of the universe, for starting this movement, and for showing us some peace of mind and grace while we're here. Asna for helping us and protecting us. And Father God for providing us the most prestigious school for us to experience and learn and satisfy our unique spark of curiosity. I appreciate Bob Ingold's work in the background, and especially Sammy and Yvonne for our theme music. Writing, setup, and hosting is Reverend Catherine Taylor. Editing, technical direction, and hosting is Reverend Tom Bigley. And now a prayer by Sylvia. And while you're at it, start posting in the comments. What did you learn? What did you get? What was your favorite part? How is this going to help you here in the future? And I'll find a prayer or get the prayer by Sylvia.
Marvelous.
Here we go. Here's the prayer by Sylvia.
Prayer to stave off loneliness. Dearest God, you are my anchor and my salvation in this time of trial. I will receive the holy light of Mother Asna and the steadfastness of your constancy. I expect and demand to feel your love fill up my heart, mind, and soul, to rid my mind from any feelings of loneliness, rejection, and despondency. And asking for your holy light to fill up my soul, mind, and heart, there can be no room for darkness. Amen. It is recommended that you repeat this twice.
We love you very much. Here's the book that has the lower levels in it. And take care. Good night. See you next week.
Have ignored you as if you were not there. All praise went to the Father. We were so unaware that through the years you've shed your tears for all the pain we bear. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You've planted every blade of grass, creator of the stars. And when I'm feeling down and out, you mend my broken heart. So now I sing this song of thanks because